I don't know what we can talk about in this nation without talking about white superiority, honestly.
Who defines the meaning of God also defines the relationship between economy and God.
African Americans spent $1.3 trillion last year, making us the 16th wealthiest nation in the world. Why have we not turned those riches into wealth to develop our community?
In terms of like when you're looking at this like triangle of connection between economics, politics, and culture, why is something like HAPI important for us to look at? Like in terms of like the movie, when you're looking at that triangle.
Because what HAPI gives us, and this concept, I learned to put it together from my teacher. One of my teachers, Dr. Professor Leonard Jeffries.
Yes,
he was the first one that introduced me to looking at it in that way.
Systems analysis.
What HAPI would help us with is to look at the now. The Nile Valley happened, that civilization happened thousands of years ago in the Nile Valley. Then we were defeated by enemies from the north and driven out of our sacred valley, most of us. And we had to leave so much behind. But we took the fundamental principles of the Nile Valley and all of the other earlier civilizations that created the Nile Valley, and we took it all over Africa. And we created new civilizations wherever we went, based on those same fundamental principles. So what HAPI will go to teach us is what those principles are when we look at them today, and how do we pull them into the structure we use to organize our families and our communities today. How do we take the riches we're making and the job we have at the federal government, and we have all these municipal jobs, and we have construction jobs, and we have small businesses, and how do we take all that riches and turn it into wealth that the community can all profit from? Meaning, how do we organize our own banks? How do we organize our credit unions? Okay. How do we organize our investment streams and investment threads? How do we organize and finance construction companies? How do we train our young men? Because right now, young men particularly is coming out of high school, barely read or write or do any math. So they can't go to college, many of them. So how do we teach them to be carpenters? Every home needs a carpenter to build it and to maintain it. How do we teach them to be a plumber? Every home needs a plumber to build it and to maintain it. How do we teach them to be electricians? Every home needs an electrician to help build it and to maintain it, and on and on. And then there's the higher technical skills that we all know you don't have to go to college to get. People talk about Silicon Valley, Silicon Valley. The people that are doing most of the things in Silicon Valley that's changing the world don't have any college degrees. And most of the millionaires and billionaires that rule the world, they don't have any either. And if they got it, it was given to them because of their family name.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But we do need to go to institutions of training like university and college, but we need to go there to get skilled and to get tools to come back and build the happy community that we live in. Not get a degree, then pack your bags and move into the European communities because you got a job on Wall Street. No, we need to go to Wall Street, learn the tricks of the trade, and bring it back to 125th Street or Bed-Stuy or Brownsville. And what HAPI shows us is that we can do that.
Yeah.
Because we'll be in control if we use our capital well of land, labor, and resources. And you can get control of land, labor, and resources where you live when you start taking control of real estate, retail, and wholesale. And that allows you to build the politics so you can take control of the school system so that you can decide and determine the types of minds and profiles of minds that come through that system back into your community. That power also gives you the power to elect your city council person, to elect your mayor, to elect your school board people, to elect your community board people, so you can determine who police your community and what the nature of that policing is. But if you don't have that power, then somebody will select your policeman as they're doing now, and determine what policing is. And then you have to constantly go in the streets when genocide is committed against you just to shake the system. Take control of the system where you live.
Yeah.
Learn to study the election laws where you live. Learn how to put someone on the ballot. Learn how to get petitions. And learn how to take your comrade. If we don't want that brother over there who's been messing up or that sister who's been messing up, let's take one of us then. Let's learn how the thing works. We can't continue to live in a society, complaining about the society, and don't know how it works. If we're going to use it for our benefit, we've got to know how it works. And at the foundation of that working is your control of the riches in your environment so that you can turn those riches into your wealth.